you got. People, when they saw En Vérité, were like, this is incredible. Explain to the audience what you've built and why it's important.
I'll start with the founder side. A lot of people don't realize this, but 80% of new founders will fail due diligence the first time they try it. And how we define fail is a VC will actually walk away from the deal without getting to a due diligence questionnaire. So they look at the data room, they say, we're going to hard pass. So we've got a platform that helps founders build their financial, cash flow, and fundraising models, get their data room together, and just get really thoroughly prepared to talk to investors and actually pass due diligence. We can typically shave about 50 hours of due diligence prep off of a founder's time. And right now, we're knocking about 2 months off of the average fundraising cycle. And then on the investor side, this is a horrifying statistic, but 85% of early stage investors don't perform confirmatory due diligence before they cut checks.
Explain that word, confirmatory due diligence, as opposed to regular due diligence. For people who don't know, due diligence is basically confirming what the founders told you. So when you put this word confirmatory in, I've never heard that before. Did you come up with that term?
No, so it's something that we typically use in private equity. So we've got exploratory due diligence where, we're going to take a look at the data room. We might take a look at the financial models. More mature funds may actually assess the assumptions that are being made in the financial models, if they're realistic at all. But confirmatory due diligence is actually the process of doing the reconciliation between the P&L and the balance sheet and the bank statement, the cap table and the deal docs. And it's becoming increasingly more evident how important that is. Like if you paid attention to Builder AI, that's a $500 million worth of venture capital that got written off. If you remember Castle from a couple of months ago, that's $540 million of VC that got written off, right?
In those cases, they didn't actually check that the numbers were correct. It is possible for a founder to commit fraud. It is possible for a founder to spin and weave a story that uses some correct information, but maybe is not as honest or may omit things. Somebody literally makes a fake bank statement. That has happened in our industry. Another one is they say they have a contract and they have a customer, and the customer is spending this amount of money, and there is no contract. It was a verbal, and the money's never come in. Mm-hmm. But in a presentation deck or in a statement or a sales report, it might show that that money is coming in, or it might give the appearance that that money has already arrived. And in my book, Angel, I literally gave an example of somebody told me that they had Google and Facebook as a customer. We made a commitment. We went into diligence. We asked to see the contracts. He said it was a verbal. And I said, okay, well, who did you make the verbal with? And he said, well, I don't remember the guy's name. It was actually at your conference. He verbally committed. And I said, do you understand what the term securities fraud is? You told me you had these two people as customers. That's like a really perfect term for they pay you for a service and you don't even know the name of somebody who was a sales lead. If you're not listening to your customers and iterating based on their feedback, your startup will fail. So if you're drowning in feedback from support, reviews, calls, it's time for Interpret. Interpret is the customer intelligence platform that helps you turn random comments and feedback into actionable insights that help grow your company. Their AI system is already trained on your business and your product. It then reads all your support tickets. It reads all your reviews, call transcripts, and surveys. Then their agents actually update your team in Jira, Linear, Zendesk, and Slack. So this feedback doesn't just sit in some email or messaging thread, but it actually helps keep your team moving the ball forward. Find out why Canva, Notion, and Perplexity are already using Interpret to stay on top of what they need to fix or build next. So if you're ready to turn feedback chaos into customer intelligence, head to interpret.com/twist to book a demo and see it in action. That's ENTERPRET.com/twist.